Hey, welcome back to Turnbuckle Time Machine. I'm Don. My buddy here, Rick.
Hey.
All right, so today we're going to cover what happened on Raw last night. We're not going to break down any of the matches. Don't need it. But we will be talking about that and some of the news, and we're going to do that right after this.
Four shadows in the smoke, 4 fingers in the air. That's the code, styling round. Limousine, riding with the horsemen on the screen. Way, Turnbuckle Time Machine. Every clip's a backroom dream. From the past to the live stream glow. We rewind and we steal the show.
All right. Ricky, I got to tell you, I watched all of Raw last night. I liked it.
Yep.
I thought it was pretty good. This is back-to-back
It was good.
back-to-back episodes that have been not really a lot to actually complain about. It wasn't spectacular, but I think it got the job done. But there are a couple questions that I had after watching it. But I think
As did I.
Well, then let's start with you.
Well, number one, good opening with the Vision, and I'll tell you, they look a lot better now that Bron's back. The Vision wasn't doing anything for me when it was just Austin Theory and Logan Paul. They have their match with the Prophets and Joe Henry. Right away, I knew Seth, just because of what the opening segment was. You knew that Seth was going to get involved somehow. So it wasn't a surprise when he did. The one thing two things. One thing, I'm going to repeat myself for what I said about Backlash when it comes to this young lady. Io Sky. First of all, there's 2 things I'm going to have to say about that match. Number one, again, this flailing of her arms and trying to get the crowd into it. She tried that twice. It backfired on her. I really like her, but I want to like her more, but that's keeping me from liking her more. The match itself with Sol Ruca was really good. I have an issue with Sol losing because I don't think it helps her after she had that really good exchange last Monday with Becky Lynch. I think if you're going to build her up, don't put her in a match against Io Sky, because Io Sky's now taking the moniker of the Queen off of Asuka. So either way, it could hurt both of them. That's what I'll say for now. I'm liking what they're doing with Jacob Fatu, bringing back that wild and crazy one. I loved it when he took out the Usos. It was cool when he took out Roman, but I really liked it when he took out the Usos because I'm really not a big fan anymore of those. And that's it. I'll let you take over and tell us what you think.
Well, I'm going to disagree on you with absolutely everything.
Okay. That's good. If you like.
First of all, let's talk about the first match with Bron Breakker and the Vision.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he just beats Seth Rollins at Backlash.
Yeah.
They put him in a 3-man tag before they have all the guys talking, except Bron Breakker. He hardly did anything in that match. He didn't do anything to help him whatsoever. Why he was there, I don't know. I think at this point in time, he's got to leave the Vision and break out on his own. They're actually holding him back. There's no reason to have him there anymore. He's going to be a star on his own, and these 2 clowns, Pete and fucking Repeat, okay, are just slowing him down. That's that.
I agree.
So the Io Sky. I don't think that Sol getting beat hurt her in any way whatsoever. I think it actually showcased how good she really is. You need to understand that not a lot of people have beaten Io Sky. In fact, Rhea Ripley has never beaten Io Sky. And the fact that before the match, they had the passing of the torch from Asuka to Io. Okay, she's the one now. Well, you're not going to have them
I agree.
pass. You're not going to have them pass the torch and then have her beat by a newbie. So I thought that was the match of the night. I thought Sol Ruka shined, and this didn't hurt her one bit.
Oh, I'm not saying she didn't do well. I'm not saying she didn't do well.
So,
I
but
just
you
didn't
said
like
you
the.
don't know how it helps her. It doesn't hurt her.
I don't know.
It does help her because she showed she can compete with the top people. Okay,
Okay.
number 3.
But
All
we
right.
already knew that.
Yes. So then, what was your problem with it? Like, I
My
mean,
problem
it's like,
was
well, I don't understand.
my problem
How come
was
she
she
got
lost my
beat?
Okay, I'll tell you what my problem was. My problem was she lost to Io Sky, and I have no problem with her losing to Io Sky. It's like you said, it's not a shame for her because Io Sky's, she's beat a lot of people, and you're right. Rhea's never beat her, but it begs for me to think. People think, well, if she lost to Io Sky, how is she going to win against a champion? Nick, keeping in mind, I think personally, and you're going to disagree with me on that. This is why this podcast is so good. I think Io is better than Becky, except for the flailing of the arms. But again, I've said that too much, so I'm not going to keep on about that. But I don't know. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right. It's just how I feel.
All right.
I just feel that maybe that was the problem. But anyways, go on.
All right, but you started by making 2 points. Then I made my points, and then you agreed with me. So are you?
I agree with you.
So are you pro Ricky or are you pro Don? Because you said you were happy to see Bron Breakker back with the Vision, and I said he needs to leave, and you said yes. So pick a side of the street.
But what I meant by that was it was good for the Vision as far as Austin Theory and Logan Paul goes, because the Vision, which was supposed to be built up to be this big thing at first with Braun and with Bronson and with Logan Paul, and then Austin Theory comes in. It was meant to be almost like a different version of the blood. Okay, I'll say a different version of Judgment Day, because I won't put it to the Bloodline, because that was a good faction back then when they were at their peak. I'm just saying that having him back helped them, helped the Vision as a team. I'm not saying it helped him; it helped them. That's what I meant by that. I didn't mean that. I agree that he should go out on his own. A talent like Braun doesn't need those guys, but they need him. That's what I meant by that.
All right. Well, you might have wanted to express that in the first place. Okay.
Well, I had a lot to say with a limited amount of time, because I didn't want this to be the Ricky show. Turnbuckle time machine Ricky.
I wanted right now, so let me go.
Okay. Go on.
Now, as for the Fatu thing, this has got to stop. You are loving how Fatu's doing all these squashes. You know what? This is 4 times in a row. Creative. Think of something fucking new, because 4 straight times the same ending. Come on. And this is making Roman Reigns look like a bloody jobber. He's getting the shit smacked out of him every single. He's supposed to be the champion. He's supposed to be the one. He's supposed to be the person everybody acknowledges. And he's being treated like a bag of toys. That to me is ridiculous. And
but creative did the same thing that John Cena was.
Just hold on. And then, first of all, you have him squashed 3 times. Then he beats him. Now you have him squashed again. They're going to be fighting again at Clash in Italy, right? If they don't change the fucking title, then stop this nonsense.
I like the Samoan werewolf angle. I like the fact that the Fatu, the Jacob Fatu that came here and joined the Solo and that. He was the one everybody was afraid of. He looked invincible. I like the fact. I agree. I always agree when you have too many weeks in a row that one guy gets the crap kicked out of him. Like, Well, an example, and I said this to one of my friends who I was talking with today. How many times does Paige and Bree have to get beat up? This week they got beat up by the Judgment Day. Last week didn't they get beat up as part of from JCJ and her little brood that she's got going now, the ones that came over from NXT? I don't know. Again, another example. I guess it's another thing. Like you're saying, what's going on with Jacob is making Roman look weak, like a jobber. Well, it's making this tag team look really weak, constantly getting the crap kicked out of them. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the women's tag team title, but I'm just trying to make a point that they're doing that to them too, right?
I'm gonna disagree with you again. Because
why? Why can't we just agree?
Then let me finish and you'll find out why.
Live in harmony.
Because the big difference between those is, okay, so you've got Bree and Paige.
Yeah.
How many is there? 2.
Yeah.
They're being outnumbered every time they're getting the crap kicked out of them. There's never 2-on-2 when they get beat up. Never. Even last night it started 2-on-2, then Liv Morgan got in there. Okay, so like if it was 2-on-2, I would say yes, stop having them have the crap kick. 3-on-2, they're just trying to get almost like a fan poll to see who they should fight next. I think that's what they're doing there. Right?
Yeah.
So there's that. I want to move on from that.
Okay.
To give my condolences for the passing of Rusev. Because he's done now. He's done. Like, he started off and he was being Otis and all of these other guys. He was big monster. Ever since he got squashed by Obafemi, he hasn't done anything.
They're not going to do nothing with him. They're not going to do nothing with him.
That's what I said. That's why
and you might as well give Angel Garza and what's the other guy's name? Might as well give them their walk-in papers because you can't put them in any tag team matches anymore because they just shown that they got squashed by a big guy. Was like when the Viking Raiders, their former tag team champions, got squashed by a big wrestler. I can't remember who it was, but it was a 2-on-1. And they got squashed. After that, you didn't see them anymore. They were gone because any credibility they had was gone. I think with these guys, I mean, it's not a big deal. To me, Garza and them were never ones that impressed me anyways. I think maybe this was a way of getting them out of here. You know, maybe that was their fond farewell or their finale or whatever. I don't know.
After the post Angel Garza made last night, sounds like they're leaving anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the other problem is, so they had the open challenge for Obafemi. This has been 2 weeks and what? It's over now? So now he's going into the back, dragging people out. So are they turning him into a heel? Because a good guy wouldn't do that. It shows that it was exactly what I said. They had him squash Brock Lesnar. Who's going to beat him now? Okay?
There is no big guys.
There's no one who could like give him a possible challenge right now, except for if they brought back Omos, which okay. But now, okay, if he's so bloody invincible, why don't you throw your little werewolf buddy against Obafemi and see what happens then?
I'm so glad you brought that up because I was actually watching. I was actually watching that as I was watching that match. I thought that. I go, because there's nobody else really. And yes, Omos.
Omos.
Nomos. Okay.
Omos.
Yeah. Nomos. Okay. Anyways, if they brought him back, yeah, because he's almost 7 foot. He's big. He's tough. Yeah, that would be a good one. But I don't know. I think, but they're not gonna. We don't need to talk about it because they're not gonna put. They're not gonna put Fatu against him right
Oh,
now
they're
because
going to
they got
have
to
to.
finish this one
They're
up.
going to have to eventually.
Well, maybe after this thing at Clash in Italy is over, and because I have a feeling they're not going to take the title away from Roman. He says he's going to be there all summer. He's not going to take. They're not going to take it away from him.
No, he's going to keep it somehow.
He's going to keep it somehow, and then maybe after that, maybe that's what they're going to do because they're going to have to do something. Like you said, you can't keep giving them squash matches, and like you said, yeah, it's a point. When he went backstage, it makes him look like a heel,
Yep.
and that's
And
not what they're trying to do. But then again, we all know what goes on with heels these days. The fans love the heels ever since Stone Cold. I mean, heels sometimes are loved.
yeah,
Go figure.
but like they have built him up so fast to be so invincible that, like, once he becomes champion, who's going to beat him? Anyways,
Well, yeah,
let's get off him.
yeah, that's enough of that. Yeah.
Again, I want to just touch on Liv Morgan. They're doing the same thing with her that they did with Stephanie McCurr and Jade Cargill. Everything else. So she's been champion since WrestleMania, right? She's had one match against Sol Ruka, which was a non-title. Like, she doesn't have any feuds going on with anybody. Like,
No.
why did you make her champion if you didn't have a storyline? Now, I understand they were probably going to extend the stuff between her and Stephanie McCurr. Stephanie got injured, unfortunately. But again, you're a $1 billion company. Where's your backup plan?
Yeah. You get rid of so many people. Not saying that any of the women there. Well, no, not saying any of the women there that they got rid of would have been any type of competition unless they were able to build a person up real quick and change their character and make them something that's viable. I don't know.
All right.
They're killing themselves. I tell you, TKO is driving that company into the ground.
They are. Last thing I wanted to discuss before we wrap this up.
Okay.
I'm curious, confused at the same time because I don't know where this is going. But I'm wondering, because it was on last week too, what is the purpose of the build of the feud, or the problems anyways, between Seth Rollins and Mr. Bianca Belair? Like, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm telling you, every time Seth comes up, Mr. Belair is just so pissed at him. So there's got to be something going on there.
He just seems to piss people off in general. Reminds me of somebody who I know who I do a podcast with, but we won't mention.
At least he's not a backstabber.
No, he's not. I'll give him that. He'll do it right in front of your face. If you don't like it, fuck you very much. But
and then he'll laugh at you.
And then he'll laugh at you. And he's got such an evil laugh, which goes well along with his character so well. TKO, look at this. Paul, look at this podcast. This guy here, you could build with him. He's not very agile right now, but you could take the character, give him a royalty, and you never know how it's going to work. But no, I don't know with Seth. I think Seth is on his way. I don't know. What else can you do with him? They're not gonna have him beat Bron. Who else is there? They're not putting him up against Roman.
No.
We already seen him and Cody enough. We already seen him and Cody enough that nobody wants to see that anymore. You're not gonna put him up against Oba Femi or move him around, put him up against Oba. And you're not going to put him up against Jacob Fatu right now, even after the thing with Roman's over. I don't know what they're going to do with him. Well, honestly.
And this is the problem, and this is what I was talking about before. Because not too long ago, you had your top tier, your mid-carders, and your jobbers. and your top tier was stacked, 20, 25 people. Well, they got 5 or 6. Okay, so now they're at the point where he's already had his I guess issues with everybody now. I think his final match of his career will be against Roman Reigns. The only one left for him is Fatu, and Fatu's busy right now. So what are they doing? They're having him engage in against a mid-carder. And I'm sorry, but this Mr. Belair is never going to be any more than a mid-carder. Okay, so
no.
So why are you even getting that shit started? Right? I
don't even want to see them as tag team champions anymore because they had their run. And I don't want to see it anymore.
No, I'm pretty well done with those guys. All right. Okay, overall though, I think it was a good show. It flowed,
I enjoyed it.
It flowed pretty well. It didn't have too much fluff in between, except for the hour-long commercials. But otherwise, what? I guess they got to make their money, whatever. So yeah, I think they're actually starting to build now in the proper direction, but they got to stop staying on the same storyline and milking it, right? Like the fact is, you've got these people in creative. Let them be creative.
Yeah.
Showing the squash match 4 weeks in a row is not creative. That's redundant. Okay.
One thing they really have to do on Raw is push Ethan Page. I watched how he was. How he was in the ring, on the mic. He's an arrogant son of a bitch. Proud Canadian. Yes, I am proud to say that I am a Canadian just like him. I was really impressed by his mic work. I'm impressed by his wrestling.
Yep.
Now he got a raw deal over at AEW, but I'm glad that he's getting the recognition he deserves over in WWE. I honestly can see him being a champion one day.
Absolutely.
God, he's got the arrogance, he's got the ability, he's got the mic work.
Yep.
I really like Javon Evans. I like the way he moves in the ring. Do I see him? I could see him being an intercontinental champion or possibly a U.S. champion.
That's it. Nothing more.
He'll never be a world champion. He's just not big enough, not believable enough as to be that. But and Penta is Penta. I mean, the fans love him. I think he does a lot of the same moves all the time, but
he's consistent.
He's consistent. No, I give him I'm saying positive things about him. I like him. But he'll never be world champion either. No. He'll just be what he is now. But I enjoyed the show. I really did. It was one of those ones I watched it all the way through, which on SmackDown I didn't do that. Even though it was a show before Backlash, I didn't do that.
You can't do that on SmackDown. It's terrible.
No, it's just garbage. All right.
Yes, I'm also a big fan of Ethan Page. Shout out Hamilton, Ontario, just up the street. You guys are getting it done. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. All right.
Yeah.
Wrap this up. All right. Everybody.
Yeah.
Please, if you enjoyed this, subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Ding, ding, ding. Like.
Comment.
Comment,
please.
Oh, and have a big heart and share. It's always good to share. All right, Ricky, we're done. Thanks for stopping by. And I will see
my pleasure.
I will see you again tomorrow.
Yes.
All right.
You will. Lucky you.
Bye.
Time machine. Every clip's a back room.